Hello, everyone, and welcome. I was having some technical difficulties there. Evidently, the lock screen on my phone had been turned on and I couldn't get it to rotate. And I was like, what in the world is going on? And then I found it and was able to fix it. But glad everybody could hop in. So I'm going to shift. Yeah, we'll shift that. So it's been a minute since I've been going live. So it's got to get kind of back in gear with it. But what I'm going to work with tonight is the Weekender. I have got, I purchased the Weekender and had planned on spending the weekend with it. And our plans just got really busy and I got completely derailed. And I only got to see um, a couple. I did Kim's cards and then I was watching Yana, and then I didn't get to do any more of it. So anyway, I'm just going to walk you through real quick. You get this handy guide with it, and it has all the cards and the teachers and everything in there and the schedule, and it gives you all the links and everything. But we got this embossing folder, which I did do a prep video the other day on it, but it has two tones or two designs there. You kind of got like a jungle print, and then this is like a frame that you could use. And it is called Tropical Texture. You got some rub-ons in here, and there are two sheets of rub-ons, really, really pretty. Please tell them to release the ephemera. I hope they will. So anyway, I'm just say hi to who all do we have in the chat here? We've got Anne Marie, or is it Anne Merritt, and we've got Denise. Trying to see who else. Linda, welcome, Linda. Happy Sunday, and then Jay. Anywho, and whoever else is lurking, that's fine. But I've got the rub-ons, and it's got some floral elements, kind of a little jungle scene here. We've got some more of the Bird of Paradise. This looks like a little fancy cocktail drink. You've got the cat, the birds, which I've used the birds. One of the classes that Kim did, she did an extra bonus card, and we made this one with the birds. And it's got some black splatter on there, but I didn't get very big splatters, so it looks kind of weird. I just got really little ones, but so I used that. And then the stencil, which before I thought I was just going to do Assemble Yana's cards tonight. And then before Jay got started, I kind of got deep into the stencil. And so we're actually going to do one of Shanna's designs tonight. And then if we get time, we'll go to Yana. I went ahead and stenciled a panel with this, and I think it turned out gorgeous. So I basically took all of my pinks. I used Spun Sugar, Kitsch Flamingo, um, I used seedless preserves, and I used wilted violet, and I felt like there was one other one. The velvet, Victorian velvet, I think I used. And so it made for a really pretty panel. And so then I decided that we're going to make the cat, and I ink blended seedless preserves for the cat. So that's what we're going to work with tonight, but I'm going to show you the stencil. So there's that. And then you also got a stamp and die set, and you've got a bunch of sentiments, which I've got some for Yana's cards already laying here because I was thinking we might work with them. We've got happy birthday, wishing you an untamed joy, but these stamp really nice. You've got celebrate loud, you're a force of nature, you are made to stand out. I might use that one on my card tonight because I like that. Hello, just a bunch of fun sentiments, and you've got the coordinated dies for those that came with it. But this thing's packed full of dies. And we've got the jungle cat. This is what we're going to work with tonight on my card, because I used the seedless preserves and ink blended some cardstock and die cut this out of it. So it's a really, really cool, very fun dies included in here. Now this one I've got stored two in there because I had room in my packet for two. So I've got Huey the chameleon in there, and this is super fun. It's a smaller die; it only has 9 dies, and then we've got the Bird of Paradise, which this is one of the projects that Yana had done her class on, and I have all the materials ready for that we could assemble. So we might do that. And then there's also this really large die set in here that is the waterfall. So you've got the sun kind of peeking over the clouds, and then you've got all of these rocks and the waterfall, and it's really cool. So I can show you, I did Kim's card with that. And so I can kind of give you a look at that. This was Kim's card, and we did a bunch of layering here, and then just created the waterfall. And we've got "You're a Force of Nature," which is a great sentiment for water, certainly. Anyway, so there's that one. So that is that set. And then you also have, and I might not have everything here. I have had this stuff strung all over my craft room. In fact, I want to get all of these pieces parts, because I mean, I've got a ton of them. Here is a bowl full of all of the greenery, but I have a ton of it. I just want to get it kind of put together and kind of cleaned up a little bit. I did clean up a little bit of my craft room earlier today because it was just total chaos. But this is called Jungle Blooms, and it adds all the little extra things that you might want to add to your cards just to embellish. And then this one, I've got it die cut out, but haven't worked with it yet, is the Tiki Toucan. And so we might be able to assemble the toucan tonight. I don't know what we're going to get to, but here's another card. This was the other card that Kim had. So she actually had three. She had the waterfall and the cat, and then the rub-ons here is what she had. Now this cat is a little bit different from, I assembled it differently. I left one of the pieces off of the face here, and it kind of gave the eyes a really dark, mysterious look, where it actually has an extra piece where you just have less of the black, if you can see that. This is Yana's cat here in the pink, but it has an extra piece but this really makes the eyes dark, and I thought it was kind of just a different way you could do it. Anyway, so that is that. And then you got some Color Essential Gems, and you have both the black and, I don't know, I think these are kind of the opal. They've got a little bit of a opal look to them. And then this is the ephemera that Jay was talking about. And I, real quick before we went live, I went through the Spellbinder Weekender web Facebook page and was looking to see if anybody had worked with them, because I haven't been through all of the Weekender videos. I don't know if they represented any of this in any of it. I just haven't gotten to go through it because we were gone the whole day yesterday. But I think these are like tags. And then these, I think you would just, they've got score marks. So I think you could just bend them and glue them and make like a little pocket on your, card or whatever. And then this one has double fold. So I think you could make a 3D card with this if you did it. So I haven't seen anybody work with it, and I looked in the Facebook group and hadn't seen it, but I think that's what you do, is you just bend this and make it kind of stand in front of your card, and you could tuck a bunch of stuff into it and make it 3D. I haven't got plans to work with that tonight, but wanted to show you because that's what Jay was talking about. So lots of beautiful florals and trees. I haven't even looked at this. I opened it up, but lots of palms or whatever you want to call them. And here is the Huey chameleon, or a chameleon with, and this is heavy stuff. This isn't your paper stuff. It's pretty heavy. And then look at this cat. That's really cool. Yeah, Jay, I could see where you would want to get your hands on the ephemera. I don't know if they will, and I don't know if they typically do, or if it's just always exclusive. Here's another cat. Let's see. Is anybody talking in the chat? Oh, okay. I needed to roll forward. Sorry. Hey, E. Miller from Michigan. Lisa, welcome. And Robin, hi. I wasn't meaning to ignore the chat, just kind of getting carried away. But anyway, some more blooms and just really pretty. Oh, here, this is cool. This is I don't know, it looks like a parrot with a crown on it. Speaking of parrot, we went out to dinner last night with, oh, here's another one. With Pat's classmates. They had impromptu put a dinner together, and we went to a concert, and it was a a Jimmy Buffett tribute band. And so there was a bunch of parrot heads there and a lot of that, but that's funny. It just reminded me when I saw these. In fact, they had big screens at the concert, and they had like images popping up there. And I told Pat, I said, all of the images reminded me of this Weekender kit, because it was all, stuff like this. Very Jimmy Buffett like, I guess. Anyway, so this is the ephemera. Really cool. And then here's a window scene. See, I haven't even fully looked at these. I opened them up and pulled these out, and I didn't really look at the rest of them. But anyway, so that is that. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but let's just get started. I think we'll just work with kind of what I had designed. Did I show you this card? This was another one that Kim did. And we did some splatter. I had bought some things to go with the Weekender. I got this watercolor mixing set. It's pearl gold, pearl silver, and indigo to do some splattering. And then I bought this Japanese gold that they had as well. And I also brought the white splatter white because I haven't had this. I wanted to get some stuff. They give you a discount if you buy the Weekender. You get a code, so you get a discount. I got the glaze and glue as well. But those were things that I purchased extra to go with it. But so far I've only made just 3 cards. But I have the layout for several things because I did a lot of the homework thinking I was going to be able to do it, but just the way our things worked out. And we had a blast at dinner and the concert. So, I mean, you know, and the videos and everything are there, so you can go back and watch them whenever you want. But so I took the stencil, like I said, and I used, you know, all of my pinks and my purples. I used Distress Oxide. It's not perfect. There's a couple of them that are real thin that you have to hold down, and I got just a little bit of blending off there, but it's not perfect. But I think we can put our cat on there and kind of cover it up. But what I did was I took seedless preserves and I just took the bottom half. This was a full sheet. I've cut it down, but I took the bottom half of that off and I just blended this real heavy. And then I used it to die cut my cat out because I just wanted that color. So we're just going to assemble a seedless preserved cat and see how that comes out. I think it's going to look really nice. I've got my tools here. Oh my gosh, I've been doing so much crafting. Everything is just covered in glue. So here's the kind of the base layer of the cat. Let's see, I need to get this out of my way so I can manage my mouse. And hopefully I won't have an avalanche. You know how these things go when you're going live. I'm just rolling down. Shannon will love a thumbs up. Thank you, Jay. I would love a thumbs up. Yeah, the Bird of Paradise. Oh, I think we'll get to it because I've got it mostly assembled. So everyone's saying hi to everyone. Pretty card. Thanks. Yeah, great sentiment for. Hey, Jana, how are you? Glad you could join. Chase says, plus the jungle theme is pretty unique. I think it's really fun. It's very, very fun. You passed on the weekend since there were a few dyes you weren't sure if you'd use. Oh, okay. I just, I, I just thought it'd be fun to kind of play around with it. And yeah, the florals are fantastic. Anyway, I don't know how often you'd use them or, you know, as far as cards and stuff, but you've got great birthday sentiments, so you could use them for that or whatever. But anyway, so we're just going to get our cat assembled and see what happens. And I'm going to try it. Hi, Shauna. Welcome. Hi, Teresa. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. If I have, it's because I'm trying to talk and show stuff and look at the chat and everything else all at once. But anyway, so I'm just trying to get back in the groove. So I am back in the groove with, I've got my grandsons during the week and we're just been having fun going out, seeing all the things that are going on around town this summer. They like to look at the construction and all that. So we've been doing that. And we've been playing in the pool and just having a good old time. It's had a little piece in there I had to pop out before I glued it down. So anyway, I'm going to try and get some glue on here and get it laid down. So there were a lot of really fun instructors that I haven't got to see. JC, I always love watching him. I haven't got to see his lesson. I've not seen Nicole's, which I love her. She's fantastic. I did get to see Yana and Kim. I watched a little bit of Sarah Liz, and she did an interactive card, but I didn't think I was ready to do that tonight. So I'm just gonna do Yana's because I had prepared. I was watching Yana and I was preparing for it, but I just didn't get a chance to do it. So just using my fingers to kind of clean this off a little bit, and we'll line this up. And there is good detail on there so that you can get it lined up right. If my glue doesn't adhere right away, so I could get it lined up. Anyway, so I just like that color. I thought it would be fun and different. Cordelia says, I've been lurking, just wanted to say hello. Now I'm going to sit on the sofa with my heating pad. I'll still be listening. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, Shauna. Welcome. I don't know if I said hi already, but I have no short-term memory. Anyway, so we'll just get all the little pieces. I think I'll bring the little chest piece. And this is the Kitsch Flamingo. I just ink blended the Kitsch Flamingo on some white cardstock because I wanted to, to really tie these colors into my panel and just do that. So that was kind of my plan. So I just die cut that out. But this is like the chest area. And we'll just get it laid down on there. It's cute. And then we have our little head. And I feel like I'm missing some pieces. Where did they go? Oh, no. Okay. Hopefully not. I did kind of spill out. I had Nicole, all her materials, because they give you homework. They give you an instruction sheet and homework, and I had all her stuff die cut out, and it kind of spilled out. And I was trying to make sure I got it all put back in there. So we'll find out when I get ready to do her cards if I have to die cut any more bits and pieces out. So you've got the base layer for the face, and then you've got the head, and then there's a couple of layers for the kind of the mouth area. We've got this layer here, and this is the piece that I was talking about on the yellow one. I actually left it off and kind of left more black on the face, but I'm going to go ahead and lay it down here, and we'll do it as the die was intended. And you guys know I like to die cut. I like all the fussy dies and everything. So that's why I do enjoy, this type of assembly or whatever. Where is my poke thing? I was going to clean off some glue, but I don't know what I've done with it. I'll just use my fingers and kind of clean it off. And then there's this next layer that's the chin. And it goes right here, and it just adds some more detail. So you like how many of the cards and it used interesting colors, coloration. Yeah, there was a lot of blending and a lot of different things. So very fun. And they really kind of had fun with the different, the different colors and kind of using things that you wouldn't expect or whatever. Now I've got two of the kind of, I don't know, this is like the nose area, but it's not the nose, it's just that area. Because I felt like it looked better if I popped it up twice. So I die cut two of those out, and we'll get it laid in here. Got a little bit of glue there. Clean that up. Hopefully you can see. I can probably go zoom it up a little bit more. You're going to just see more of I can actually, let's just remove my face. You guys don't need to see me. And let's make this bigger. There we go. And yeah, all right. So that way you can see maybe a little bit more of what I'm doing. Try not to glue my head to my craft mat there. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in, where's my other, there it is right there. And these are little ink blended ones as well. So I did take my my heat tool and kind of dried them because I knew I made it right before we went live. And so I want to make sure they were good and dry. And then we have the nose that's going to go on there. Trying to do just tiny, tiny little dots of glue. There we go. Look at that. Is that not cute or what? That is so cute. I love it. Hi, Paula. Paula says, I'm working on putting a paper piecing background die together for the first time. Well, take your time. Shauna, you love that color too. Thank you. Just take your time and be patient. Get all your tools. You got to have all of your tools. I can't find my little Spellbinders tweezers. I love them because they're real thin and now the pinch tweezers are nice, but those crafty tool tweezers that Spellbinders did, I really like them because they're there. They are just really thin, and you can just really get in there and get just all the little small pieces. You're not good at on the being patient part. Well, sometimes you just have to take a break and come back to it because it can get a little tedious, but I don't know. It just reminds me of kind of playing with paper dolls as a kid. So we've got the legs. I've got this little, I don't want to forget this. This is the little underbody of the belly. And I'm just going to clean this off. I don't know, I had a little something in there. And I have not put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I need to probably do that because I think last time I got a phone call. I think I can do it on my iPad. So let me do that real quick. Yeah, okay. So I put it into Do Not Disturb. So I heard it click. Somebody sent me something and I heard the noise. And so I thought I better shut that thing down before somebody calls me, and because it just terminates my live. So there's our body. Pretty good, pretty good. And then we have our back leg, and you don't have the full black piece for the back leg. You just have, I think it goes like, does it go like this? No, it goes like that. And this just basically adds the spots to the back of that hind leg. So we'll just try and get that laid down on there. Get it lined up. Need to position it. I didn't quite have it just right. There we go. And that'll give us our spots on our leg down there. And then we've got our tail. And we'll just get it assembled. There is, I will tell you, if you like it, there are still kits available, and you will still get access to the classes and everything. Lots of people, weren't able to watch the classes and all that, and they make them available for a long time so that you can still get at them. So you'll still be able to access the classes and all that and everything. But there's our tail. Anywho, and the tail has these extra pieces on here, and I think mine kind of got out of order. So I'm gonna try and look at this is the bottom piece. I know that because it's bigger. I've just got it on some best ever craft tape to hold them in place, but one of them, you can see one of them kind of hopped on me. And so I'll have to figure that out. So there is deboss detail on there, so you can see where to put it. And we'll just get it laid down on there. Now I'm not sure. I think maybe this one hopped because yeah. Let me look. I suppose it wouldn't matter if you didn't get them exactly right, but I think that's the next one. Let's try and get a little tiny bit of glue on there. I think that's right. If not, we're going to go with it. It's just a handmade card. So tomorrow I have all 4 boys. So that, speaking of jungle, that'll be a jungle. Having all 4 of the boys at once. The big boys will want to do stuff that the little boys can't yet do. And then they'll be bored with the things that I'm doing because the little boys can't do everything. But hopefully we can do something fun that everyone will enjoy. Okay. I'm hoping the weather's going to be nice. I haven't looked at the forecast, but hopefully it'll be nice. Is there any more chat that I'm missing? No. How different ages are they? Oh, we've got 3, soon to be 4, 5, 8, and 10. So yeah, they're going to be, yeah, they'll be interested in different things for sure. But anyway, we'll go out on the golf cart and just go around town, probably go down to the park and do some stuff like that. And so I'll be able to keep them somewhat entertained with that. The only problem is the big boys will want to drive the golf cart, and I'm not going to allow them to do it because the little kids will be on there. And we usually go down to the park where we can't get in trouble for doing that. So Anyway, so we'll lay the hind leg on there, and then we're going to get our little head on there. And there is debossed detail on there where the head goes, but you can, different people have tilted it. And I think that's kind of interesting looking. Maybe we'll do that because I haven't done it that way. But we'll get that laid down on there. How are we doing? We're doing pretty good. I think we're going to get to something else. So isn't that cool? I just love, and I don't know if you can see the richness of the color. Hey, Kelly, welcome. Um, I don't know if you can see the richness of that color on the camera, but it's that seedless preserves, and I love it. This is it. Does it look the same? I guess it kind of is. Anyway, but that's the color. And I had that. I was out on a walk. I took a little 30-minute walk, and I was thinking about, I thought, man, it'd be cool to have that cat and seedless preserves. And so that's what I did. Anyway, yeah, 3 and 10 is a gap for sure in their ages. But anyway, so then we've got this panel, and I've got it cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. But I'm thinking I want to take it down to 3 3/4 by 5 is what I think I want to do with it. So I think I'm going to bring in my trimmer if I can find it. Jay, you were losing things on your live earlier. Thanks, Margot. And I was like, I've been losing things all weekend. I don't know where anything is. So, I mean, I lost that stencil that I just used. I cleaned it and thought that I put it away and I lost it. Hold on, I'm gonna look for oh, there it is. I was looking for my cutter. So I think we'll go ahead and take this down to 3 3/4 by 5. And we're gonna do kind of a little bit here, there, and everywhere is what we're gonna do. And then we'll go over here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then we'll do this. And I'm doing this because I think I'm going to actually add a couple layers. You guys can tell me what you think. I was thinking about putting it on black. I thought black would be really pretty. And doing that, I think that looks pretty. But then I also had the purple, almost thinking that the purple would be pretty. And I like the purple on there, but then I thought that I needed the black as well. You love the color? Yeah, Kelly's favorite color is purple. And Kelly has a lot of purple, so she would like it. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and take this down. It's going to be a really simple card. And put a nice little Gina K black around there and then lay it on the purple is what I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and I've got this one to 3 3/4 by 5. So we'll take this one down to, well, Gina would do less than 4. We'll start there and we can trim down if we want to go down further, but anyway. So we've got 4 by 5 1/4. Try not to lose everything. And we've got that nice little black frame. And that might be the right, because I think if we take it down more, we'll just have more purple than what I want on there. But I think that's really pretty. And then we can bring our cat in. I think it's gorgeous. And I'm going to kind of position the cat to cover up that little flaw in my stenciling, which it works out perfect because, he's broad and he takes up the panel. So let's do that. I'm going to grab a card base really quick and we're going to get it laid down. So Kelly said both layers. I think the two, you like both as well, Jay? You like the black better, but okay. Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to do that and we'll just have them both on there because we have, I think the black needs to be on there because it makes it pop, but then we're kind of bringing in the purple that is kind of similar to the color. I've got, that's called wilted violet, that dark purple there. And then the purple card is, I never remember. I don't use purple a lot. It's called lilac. So that's the color of that. So anyway, we'll go ahead and start building our card. And I love it. This was just all of my pinks. This here is, let's just go through the colors really quick. What did I do? I started with Spun Sugar on layer 1. I went with Kitsch Flamingo on layer 2. And then, I don't know, layer 3 was either Victorian Velvet, and then we did Seedless Preserves and Wilted Violet is what we did. Did I use any other ones? No, I didn't. I wound up using this Victorian Velvet because I thought it kind of flowed with the Seedless Preserves. And then that, so those are the colors. I just brought all those in. My inks are distressed oxides. I have some minis of some other things, but I've just never kind of gotten into, you know, other inks. I'd like to, but it's just expensive, you know. So I'm going with what I have. So I'm not gonna gut these. I'm just gonna lay them down. Normally I would gut and kind of save some of that card stock, but we're just gonna get this laid down on there, and hopefully my card base is the right size. Looks like it might be a little bit long. Try to get it laid there. Oh gosh, no, I got it where I want it. No, I'm having a terrible time lining this up. Let's start over. And I'm glad I took my face off camera because I'm leaning right into this and it would have been an awkward. There we go. So yeah, I've got to do some work here on this card base. I'll just hack that off. That looks good. Bring in our black layer, and this is Raven cardstock from Spellbinders. And we'll get it laid down on there. I did link everything in the description box below, including all of those extra little bits and things that I showed you. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, that was kind of some unusual stuff that I picked up. And so if you're interested in any of that stuff, you can check it out on Spellbinders. They've been having sales. Now tomorrow, I'll tell you, tomorrow is June 1st, and my video tomorrow is they've got a free gift for purchases tomorrow. So if you're thinking about purchasing, purchase it tomorrow because there's a free gift, and my video tomorrow will show you what the free gift is. It's a fun little gift. So they're having that tomorrow, June 1st. Let me check the schedule again. They've been kind of changing the schedule. Let me look real quick here. I gotta let it load. Just double check. Yep, it's called Ecom Exclusive Gift with Purchase, and that's going to be tomorrow, and it'll be until they run out. So you're going to want to hop on over there, check that out, and if you want to get it, you're going to want to purchase tomorrow. So let's go ahead and put some foam on this and pop it up. I don't think I have any big. Let's just use these. I'll just use these up. I need to get some bigger rolls of foam. Right now I'm kind of out of them. But we'll just lay some of these on there. We probably don't need as many as I'm putting on there. Let's go through across. Now I'm going to have to remove all the backer sheets for them. I get carried away here. All right, there we go. That's a bunch. Oh my goodness. So yeah, be sure and check that out tomorrow if you're interested. Let me check out the chat. Is there anything? Okay. All right. So just give me a minute. I'll get all these pulled off and we'll get our background laid on there. So I don't know. I was really pleased with how all my little pinks and purples came together with this stencil. I thought it was neat, you know, because we've seen a lot of people did greens and different stuff like that. And, you know, kind of your typical, I guess, foresty colors or tropical colors, I guess is what I should say. Anyway. So we'll get this laid down on there. I think it looks really pretty. Try and get it lined up halfway decent. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, and then we'll just bring in our cat. Get it laid down on here. Very cool. And we could add, you know, other elements and stuff, but I think because we have that stenciled panel, we don't really have to add, you know, we could bring in some florals or something like that, but I just don't really feel like we have to add anything because we've got such a gorgeous focal point, and then that background, I think that's really pretty. And then we'll bring in a sentiment. Now this is Wishing You Untamed Joy. I had it ready. We could use it, but I think I was going to use a different sentiment. So let me pull it in and see what we want to use. So there's my other cards. This is a toucan. I'd like to be able to symbol it. I don't, how much time do we got? We might be able to do something else. All right. So let's look at our sentiments. I'd like to use something that I would use. You know what I mean? I kind of like that. Wildly thankful. You were made to stand out is pretty cool. Wishing you untamed. Don't blend. Be bold. Celebrate loud. Let's do celebrate loud, and we can do happy birthday, and we'll have a couple of sentiments that we can use. And I think that I can just use a block and do these if I can find it. I think that'll work. If not, I got a bigger one. Get that one if I need it. And we'll just use this. This is just a scrap that I tore here. So we'll just find a spot on here. I don't know what that is. And we'll stamp some sentiments. Let's use the bigger one. It is dirty. It's got paint on it. I need to clean it. This is juicy because I just re-inked it, so we should be able to get it good. Yeah, look at that. Crisp. Okay. Oh, gel print with it. Oh, yeah, that'd be interesting. I've never tried that, so I wouldn't know what I was doing. So I would not know what I was doing with that. So let's go ahead and take that off. And we will stamp. Ooh, we're going to do this one, and maybe we'll do, I don't know. We'll see what we use. This says It's Your Day. I think It's Your Day kind of goes with Celebrate Loud. So let's go ahead and stamp it down. I may have pushed too hard. I'm going to do that one again. All of the carts are all out in town, so I'm hearing all kinds of golf cart noise out there. So I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but everybody's out on their golf carts. The weather has finally got nice, and everybody's out just tooling around. Okay, and then happy birthday. And we'll get this one on there. Yikes, if I can get it picked up. And I will bring in, Daria brought me a new Scout when she came to visit. And so I'll bring it in, find a spot where this is clean, and we'll die cut these out. There we go. All right, so that turned out pretty well. Didn't have to use the Misty. I don't normally trust myself for that, but it did work. So we'll go with that. These stamp really nice. It's nice when you have good stamps that stamp really well and you can just kind of wing it. So I think the happy birthday doesn't have a die to go with it because they don't give you the straight line die. They just, so It's Your Day and that. So I just pull in the Celebrate Loud. Is that it? No, that's not it. I always have trouble figuring out which is which. Maybe this is it. Yeah, there we go. So we'll bring that one in. We'll cut these others off because we can just cut them down. Because we'll have to use the guillotine or the scissors on those because they don't have a die. Actually, I do have a die, a straight die sitting here that we can use. But we'll get this laid down on here. What time is it? We've got 20 minutes. We're doing good. So have you done a lot of gel printing, Jay? I have not ever tried it. I don't know. I don't really know how. I think you have to have a, I don't know, some kind of a rubber thing or something to do that, don't you? I don't think I have the tools for that. So anyway, all right, let's bring that Scout in. And I will tell you, I've been using this thing. So and Jay, you did use new plates on yours on your live and was talking about it. To me, it is painful to use your plates for the very first time because you hate to mar them up because they're so beautiful. And then as soon as you run your first pass through them, you've got them marked up. So I'm always like, oh, I just hate to do it, but you gotta do it. So there's Celebrate Loud. I probably could have lined it up just a little bit better, but it will be what it will be. And I'm just gonna use this die on these two. Hopefully I left enough room there. And I'll probably just cut the, I'm gonna cut like well, actually I can do it this way. And we'll just leave I don't necessarily want the banner on it. I'm gonna have a straight line. So that's what we'll do. Try and get this lined up. There we go. And we'll run it through. And we've got that one. And let's do the next one. And we'll get it going. So yeah, if you have not hit the like, if you would take a minute and hit the like, I would certainly appreciate it. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please, I'd love to have you subscribe. I did hit a new number. I think it was 3,800, which I know my channel is small, but I appreciate every single one of you. I'm trying to grow it. It's, it's baby steps. It's a patience thing. You just have to be patient and just keep going. Just keep going. And that's what I'm doing. All right, so we've got our sentiments. Let's get this out of the way. And I like, I bought the purple Scout when the Scouts came out, but I like that Daria got me because it matches my big platinum. So I like having. I'm not gonna do that. I'll just do this. I'm gonna just try and cut them. Hopefully I can cut a somewhat decently straight line. I don't know. I can't always. I don't know if my eyes are crooked or what, but I don't know if you guys have any secret to getting a really good straight cut, but I haven't figured it out yet. So there we go. Celebrate Loud. It's your day. And then we could put happy birthday on the inside of it. I think we could probably just cut this side. And I could use the die to do it. We're going to go with that. Okay. So we'll just bring in, I thought I do. I've got just a thin strip. And I think what I'll do is cut it in half. You probably need a gel plate or similar. It's a lot like photopolymer. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have that, so I've never tried it. I think Delise, she's not here. I know she's working. I think she does some of that. I think I've seen her do that, but I've never done that. I need to kind of branch out and experiment on some different things. I kind of have my little die cutting favorites, I like to mess with all the fussy dies, and I kind of lean into that a little bit, but what is that? Got a little tape on there, I think, from where I taped it down. So I'm just going to bring this in and put it here. Celebrate Loud. That look pretty straight? I think it looks all right. And then we'll bring in It's Your Day. And then we'll do Happy Birthday. And this will definitely be a card that I can use. That's the thing. I want to, I have so many cards because I do so many videos. And I'm like, I want some cards that have a purpose that I can use, Today at church, I have a little booth at church and somebody was going through looking for sympathy cards. And I was like, I need to make some sympathy cards and have those there on hand. So that'll be probably my next um, project is to try and get some of those made. So we've got a birthday card. I think it turned out really nice. I like it. Anyway, so let's go to the bird of paradise because I have two here. This is Yana's cat that she did, and then this is Yana's bird of paradise. And I think I can put it together pretty quickly because I did all of the assembly and the ink blending and stuff during her class. I was able to watch it, but wasn't able to finish it. So I'm going to get her picture up here. I'll put it up to the side so I can look at it. And we're going to get this assembled. So she chose to use a 5x7 card. And she actually, one of the things that she had us do that I didn't get done was to ink blend this panel. And I thought I had, we need the black soot, but I had my black soot, there it is, black soot brush. And so basically, try and clear some space. This is my card base, was to just kind of darken all the way around to kind of create that halo in the center is what she did. So I'm going to just try and darken it around there. And then I think I'm going to do something extra. I think I'm going to go ahead and I was thinking of embossing it, but I don't know if the ink will be too wet to and get on the embossing folder or not. But anyway, this was kind of her design, was having it kind of ink blend around and creating that halo. She said, to get lighter, you got to go darker on the edges, which is what it does. It just makes the center lighten up, and then you have like a lighter in the center. So I'm going to go around and just ink blend this up. And then we'll have the center lightened up for our bird of paradise flowers. So let me get this out of here. I'm going to clean this off really quick. Jay, you were saying that you bought a great big thing of alcohol. I go through a lot of alcohol. I just refilled this up. I mean, I use it all the time in my craft room. So I think you'll go through that gallon quicker than you realize. If you do a lot of cleaning and stuff with it. So should we use no, I can't use the embossing folder because it is two designs and this is for a 5x7 card. So it would not fit. So we will not do that. We will just get it laid down on here. I need to, this is, I have been using leftover poster board. I'm making sheep for VBS and I had a bunch of white poster board and I had some scraps. I've got some ink on my fingers. And so it makes a really nice, heavy card base. It's got like kind of a nice little sheen to it. So I've been using up the scraps and I just created my 5x7 card base with that. I need to clean my hands. And that's another reason why I keep this alcohol in here is I'll clean my hands with that as well. So let's go ahead and get this laid down on there. And this is going to be and she didn't use any, like the gold ink or anything like that, just the ink blending. And I don't know what color she used. I used black soot because I think they were using Hero Arts ink was what they were using. And I have just some small mini pads of that, but like I said, my ink is Distress Oxides. That's just what I have. That's what I first started buying, and so that's what I have and I use, and it works just fine. I got a little something on there. So there's that. Okay. So we've got everything. These are all ink blended and everything. We've got the stems on here and ink blended up. And how we need to do this is get these bigger things laid down here and then start building the rest of it. And then actually the first thing she put down was the sentiment here at the bottom, was the first thing she put down. And I'm just going to kind of, oh, that might be a little high. Let's go a little bit lower and try to get in the center. See if we can get the center a little bit and go like this. And then these are going to go like this. And she likened it to florists, how they build floral arrangements, that you start with your big pieces first. So I did, like I said, I did catch her class, but I haven't caught the other one. So hopefully I'll get a chance to do that. I don't know. I've got kind of a busy schedule, so we'll see. What is going on in the chat, Kelly? By the way, we love Roy's birthday card. Thank you. Oh, good. I'm glad you got it. Am I making 99 of what? The second month is. Anyway, I'm going to get this laid down. And I think this one's kind of like that. I don't know. And then these bird of paradise, these are, let me just, well, do I have any extras laying around here? I don't think yeah, I do. Let me just show you what these are. And this one I die cut out, messed up, but you get a piece like this, ignore that part there, and you fold it, and then you put the, and I don't know the technical names of all of the pieces parts, but you stick these inside there. Actually, it's layered up. It's got multiple layers. We've got, let me grab it, a red layer and a green layer, and then you've got all these layers, and you just put them all in there and just create a real dimensional. Oh, VBS sheep. No, I'm not doing 99 sheep. Oh my gosh, that would be, yeah, no. I have 7, and I'm using my Cricut, and I'm having to do 2 passes so that I can get them big enough. But right now I've got 7 for that. That's what I have. So this is actually going to kind of go lower, and we're going to trim this off. And I'm just kind of following her design, but she just snipped this right off. I think I've got some foam tape on it. And then tuck it. And I think it actually needs to be snipped off even more. Like that, because it's going to be lower. Kind of like that. And just tuck it in there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here. And I'm trying to see if I need to tuck anything else behind it. I'm going to lay that nicely because I've got some leaves that are going to go behind it. And get them positioned. Like that. Mine's not going to be exactly like hers, but it'll be similar. And then we'll put this one. This one's kind of over here like this, I think. Oh. Actually, I needed this one to be going from the other direction. Mine's definitely got to be different than hers. So I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to wing it. All right. Let's bring this in. The flowers go in different directions, and I did both of mine. Well, I guess I did it right. Yeah. Okay. I guess I did do it right. We're going to get this laid down on here. And we're going to add this. I'm going to get all these big leaves on here first. And then we'll just try to tuck what we can. And this is a big, that's why she chose for the 5x7 card. I'm getting glue on there because this is a big element. Oh, I'm hoping I do have a flower that goes over here that I can put over that gluey mess. In fact, this one right here goes right over it. Let's just go ahead and add it right now and cover that up. There we go. Okay. And then we have a leaf that tucks in over here, which I need to create a puddle. because I've got these are pretty fine, so I'm just going to rub them on there like that. And kind of lay this down on here like this. Clean them up a little bit. Oh, I'm a messy crafter. And then this one is going to go kind of like that. And we're going to cut it off as well. She snipped both of them too on her video. I do remember that. And tuck it. I'm going to tuck it there. Okay. I've got another leaf. Let's see, one. Oh, actually, yeah, this one needs to go kind of here. It's not exactly, yeah, like that. We'll do that. This is not exactly how she did it, but it's close. And then I have an extra one of these that kind of tucks up in here. I feel like I'm missing something in the center, but actually we have another. Let's get this one laid down on here. Then I get this out of the way because I keep getting my fingers in it. And it's going to kind of tuck in here. Okay, get these stems out of the way. And I may have to position my florals a little bit differently than she did, and then we're going to add this one kind of up in here like that. And that's what we'll have our third one. And we don't have a stem on it. We're just going to get it laid down on there. And just kind of tuck it. And then I feel like we need something in the center there that we do have some florals that we're going to bring in. But I feel like we could use another element in there. So what do I have? I have another leaf, but I would need to, I think I'm going to do that. We're going to ink blend it. I've got my black soot here, and we'll just ink blend it. And we'll add it, because I feel like we've got kind of a hole there that I want to fill. And I think that'll do it. Okay. And there we go. And I'm kind of leaving, kind of gluing them at the base of them, but leaving this kind of up just to give some dimension. Now we have all our little florals that we'll arrange on here. And so we've got this one that's going to go here. Okay, what's the chat doing? Okay. Yeah, the VBS is Emerald Isle is the theme. And so we've got green pastures and still waters, and we've got sheep and different animals and stuff. And so that's what we're going to be decorating. And as you know, you guys, you probably saw last year I did a video of the decor that I put together for VBS, but this year is different. So, but I've already started buying things for it and making things. And we actually had our meeting today at church for VBS to kind of get things in order, make sure everybody's in place to do what needs to be done. So we're gonna lay that one there. And I could pop some up, but I'm just kind of gluing them straight down. And then I've got one of these that goes here. Right here. And then we've got another one here. And we're going to bring in our gems if I can find them. They're somewhere piled in this mess of stuff that I've brought in. And we'll use those for the centers of our flowers, and that will add some sparkle. And that's kind of how she did it. So there we go. I've got some glue on there. Oh, there we go. All right, let's clean up and make some room for some stuff here. And I have got so much glue on my hands. I'm going to take a minute and clean them off. It's not an exact match, but it looks pretty good, I think. Came together. It's really beautiful. People keep telling me reading to kids is fun. It is. We actually did Library Day this week and went. They have a little program for the kids. We do that, but okay. So I think I'm going to add this medium-sized one. I think that's the right size to add to these. And we'll just get them all added. If I can get them off of here, sometimes I have to chase these things around this little carrier sheets that they're on. If I can push them to the edge and get them stuck on my, whoops, I don't want you there. Get them stuck on there. It's probably a plot to sign you up for something else to do. It probably is. They always need volunteers, and that very well could be. I know it's hard to get people to help out. We got a lot of them. Oh, one went loose there. Let's see if I can. Usually when I get them stuck to my glass mat, I have to throw them away, but that one, maybe I can get it to lay down. Oh, yeah, I think it's gonna work. Okay, so there we go. So let's just flip through everything that we've got here. So this was the one that Yana had shown how to make. And then I did Kim's, which I showed those. I thought there was another one. I don't know where it went. And then this is my card. This is Shanna's card. So anyway, I think they turned out really fun. I thought I had, wasn't there another one? There was the one with the waterfall. Here it is. And then here's the waterfall. So these three were Kim's designs. And they're really pretty. And like I said, I did the face a little bit different. And then this was Yana's 5x7 design. And then this is Shanna's design. So let me know which one you like. You love the blue foliage. Sometimes I have trouble saying foliage. Anyway, but it's a great set. It's still available if you're interested in picking it up. It is a chunk of change, so it is a commitment. But and I did commit to it, and that's why I'm like, I need to work with this, because I did purchase it. A lot of my stuff, I get a lot of stuff from Spellbinders that they send me, but I did purchase this. And so I need to work with it and make the most of it. I think it's super fun. So anyway, you like my original, you like it a lot. Well, great. Thank you. Well, I'm going to let you guys go because it's getting late, and it was fun to kind of get back in the groove. And I don't know, what the schedule's going to be like this summer because we get busy in the summertime. There's lots to do. So I'll try to catch you when I can. And when I can't, I hope you guys have a great summer. So, I've got my pre-recorded videos. Tomorrow, you're going to see that exclusive gift. If you make a purchase tomorrow on my channel, you'll see it. It's supposed to roll out according to their schedule tomorrow. So I've done the video. And then we're going to start in on clubs and new releases. Spellbinders has changed their schedule a little bit. So you're going to see some new releases a little bit sooner than what you normally do. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hey, Robin, thank you. You love the bird of paradise? Kelly, you like mine too? Well, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't hit the like on the way out. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll see you around in all the crafty spaces. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.